Welcome to another episode of Erik Wait Whiskey Studies, and in this video I'm going to share the history of Teeling Distillery and these core range bottles. Alrighty, so I did a video on the history of Kilbeggan and Cooley Distillery. Teeling came out of that distillery when they were sold to Beam Suntory. So rather than putting a lot of historical information into all the different videos of this, I thought I'd provide one video with all the historical background and a little bit of information on these whiskeys as sort of an introduction to then going on and review them. So let's get into the history. Teeling Distillery was established in Dublin, Ireland in 2015 by Jack and Stephen Teeling, sons of John Teeling, who founded the Cooley Distillery in 1987 and revived Kilbeggan Distillery. The distillery is located in the Liberties area of Dublin, close to where Walter Teeling, an ancestor of the family, had established a distillery on Marrowbone Lane in 1782. It is the first new whiskey distillery to have opened in Dublin in what was once a world whiskey distilling capital, with at least 37 distilleries in over 125 years. In fact, with the last of the original Dublin distilleries having closed in 1976, it is the first whiskey distillery to operate in Dublin in almost 40 years. The symbol of the brand, a phoenix rising from a pot still, symbolizes the re-establishment of the Teeling whiskey brand. So when Cooley Distillery, along with Kilbeggan Distillery, sold to Beam Suntory, part of the deal was these two sons of John Teeling would have access to casks from Cooley Distillery, Kilbeggan Distillery, so that they can have a foundation of cash to then launch their own brand. So some of the Teeling whiskeys will be from those casks, and then some will be from newer bottlings from their own production. To date, all Teeling whiskeys are 46% alcohol by volume and non-chill filtered. The core range includes the Teeling Small Batch, finished in Ex-Rum barrels, the Teeling Single Grain, matured in California Cabernet Sauvignon barrels, the Teeling Single Malt, vatted from whiskey finished in 5 different types of wine casks: sherry, port, Madeira, white Burgundy, and Cabernet Sauvignon, and the Teeling Single Pot Still, produced from a mash bill of 50% malted and 50% unmalted barley and aged for 3 years in ex-Muscat barrels. Alrighty, so really excited about what's going on in Ireland. There are those older distilleries such as Bushmills and Middleton and Kilbeggan, which have been revived. And then there are some new independent distilleries popping up as well. You know, a short time ago, it was whittled all the way down to just one distillery. Now, last count, around 33. However, they're continuing to pop up. So I'm really looking forward to eventually make it over there to Ireland to visit these distilleries. But before I do so, I'll be able to spend some time with these bottles. Now, there are other bottlings from Teeling Distillery, as they had access to some casks that had been aged at Kilbeggan. But these are the core range, and these are the ones that are going to be easier to find in your neighborhood. Alrighty, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're one of my subscribers, I want to thank you very much. If not yet subscribed, but you like watching my videos, subscribe. Give it a thumbs up. And if you're one of my Patreons, I want to thank you very much. Stay tuned, because I'm going to be reviewing these whiskeys in other videos.